So how you doing, man? Are you still in the afterglow of victory? Is it still there, or?
Yeah, not. That's a good question, but not the way I'd like it to be. Just because I haven't watched the fight yet, and also because I wasn't as impressed with my performance as I'd like to be. Even though I know I won, I'm just hard on myself with these things.
Even though you haven't watched it back, have you got something in your mind where you're like, should have done that differently?
Yep.
Could improve on that for next time?
Yep, already. I've seen a couple of highlights. One thing I've said is I wish I'd asked Eugene what dropped him in the first round, but I chose not to at the time because I didn't want to focus on the past. But in hindsight, I wish I had, because that would have given me an easier path to victory, put it that way.
Do you enjoy this, being the champ? I
Yeah.
mean, you seem to carry it pretty lightly.
I mean,
is it as fun as it looks?
It is, yeah. I have fun with this. This is, I have a big target on my back and everyone's trying to get at me, but I've had that all my life. I've always had people coming at me, so yeah, it's nothing new. It's just a bigger target now and just more deadly opposition, more deadly ops. But yeah, I have fun with it. This is the life I chose. I like to have fun.
Would it ruin it for you a bit if it wasn't fun? If you couldn't enjoy it?
100%. I would not be doing this if it wasn't fun. I would probably not as long. I would have done it for maybe a little bit, made some money. I would have retired maybe 3-4 fights ago. Nah, it's not just about money now. I'm having fun and I'm enjoying learning and just, yeah, taking heads along the way.
What's a misconception you had about being a UFC champion before you became champion that you realize now?
What's a misconception? That's a good question. I like these. I like questions that make me think, not just a generic. What's a misconception about being a UFC champion? What's something that people say? Give me a second. I'm trying to think of a really good one. Yeah, we got time. I think most people think like life changes overnight or something, or like there's some kind of like, I don't know, like a whoa, this moment that, oh, I'm the champion now, that's it. For me, it was more just like, cool. All right, this is what I've expected, what's next? And I know Rashad felt that. Rashad Evans, that is, former light heavyweight champion, he felt that with his UFC 92 win when he became champion. For me, I've expected it, so I kind of just knew. I wasn't expecting some kind of drastic change in my life, but I just, yeah, the glow of that whole UFC champion thing that people expect to happen didn't happen for me. I was already in that light.
Yeah, is it better to be this way than the other way? Because the other end of it is you get overwhelmed and things can become a bit too much, but your way, you get to sort of take these things in your stride, right?
Yeah, because I already prepared for it and I was already, I guess, living it. I was living like a UFC champion anyway, because I was a UFC champion in my eyes. So I felt for me it was better that way, rather than just being, I guess, like brought into this new thing where I had to just like adapt to new ways of being and whatnot. So yeah, I liked it my way.
Have you always kind of visualized what you were going to be doing with your career?
Yep.
So you know what's next?
I do know what's next. Jared Cannonier is next. He's my next opponent. I'm going to take care of him. And I have an idea of what's happening after that, but I always focus on what's immediately next, because if I don't get that done, then the rest of the plan gets edited drastically.
Got an idea of when that fight might be, where that fight might be?
June, July, somewhere in America. I'd like it to be, yeah.
What excites you about facing Jared?
He's a new face. He's someone fresh. I haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, someone fresh I get to take care of and get to figure out, and that gets me up. That gets me excited.
Yeah. He's on a hell of a run as well, isn't he? But some nice wins behind him.
Yeah, he has. He ran into Rob, but I think he's come back strong, and he has a good case for being the next challenger.
So a new face, but when this fight comes around, you will again be a big favourite. How do you keep the motivation going? Where do you kind of find your inspiration for?
I don't care about being favorite or anything like that. That doesn't even affect me. The whole thing with people's opinions, pound rankings or rankings in the UFC, or people's favorites or odds or whatever, that's all opinions in my eyes. It doesn't really affect how I see myself. I know who I am, and I know what this guy brings, and I know how dangerous he is. That's what gets me excited, and that's what makes me motivated every time I step up the train.
What sort of a fight do you reckon it would be? How do you think it looks?
I'm gonna bring a different energy to this fight that people haven't seen from me in a long time, and that's going off my fight a week ago. The way I felt in that fight, leading up to it, I was on, but there's certain things I will definitely edit, and I want to bring a different energy to this fight. It's going to be reminiscent of something some of the greats have done in the past.
Are you doing that because you think that's what you need to do to win, or are you doing that because you want to put on a bit of a show here?
No, I want to put on a bit of a show.
Yeah.
I feel like I like it when people start to doubt me. It rubs off on me like that chip on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I like having that. So yeah, I feel that way at the moment. I feel a way. I'm very petty, so yeah, I really want to make an example.
So even people who are criticizing you and doubting you, they're not doubting your ability. They're not doubting that you're the number one in the division.
Yeah.
Is it that they're doubting how entertaining you are, how ruthless you are? What is it? What's annoying
it's
you?
not really about them, to be honest. It's more about me, knowing what I can do. Because I knew how I could take care of Rob. And I mean, from the first round, I knew, okay, this is going to be done. But I don't want to say error in judgment. Because who knows, hindsight, I might have, if I decided to do what I'm doing, I might have got caught. I might have got trapped in a submission, something crazy. But no, I did the right thing that I needed to do, but I know I could have played the game a lot differently and taken them out quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more about me. I'm just hard on myself when it comes to my performances, so it's not really about what they think, even though they do make a lot of noise.
Looking forward to seeing what the reaction is, man. It could
Yeah.
be fun.
Mm.
If you were to look at your career as a whole, you say you kind of visualize where you're going to go, what you're going to do. In terms of ticking off the things you want to do, like what's the percentage of what you've done already and how much is left?
I've done a lot. And a bag of chips. But there's a few things I have left, and there's some new goals I've added to the list that I will get done before it's all said and done. But yeah, it just takes time. Time and I guess patience.
You're keeping these private, or?
I'll keep some of them private. Some of them are already well known. Like I know I'm going to get the light heavyweight belt at some point. But right now it's just, yeah, taking my time.
Is there any way that when your career is done and we look back on it and we think, what was the defining fight of Israel Adesanya's career? Have we already seen it, or is that to come?
That's a good question. I feel like there will be a few. I feel one of them was the Gastelum fight, and that was a really defining fight in my career. That can't be taken away. But I feel like there'll be a few more. Like the Robert fight was one as well, the first Robert fight. Yeah, I feel like there'll be a few more in there that'll just take it to the next level. Yeah.
When you negotiated this great new deal you've got with the UFC, and congratulations for that,
Thank
by the
you.
way. Any mention in that of guaranteeing a fight in Africa at some point?
Oh no, that's already without a doubt. That's going to happen. I don't have to negotiate that in. I think Dana wants to do that even for his own resume. You know, putting on a fight in the great continent of Africa. You know.
When you picture this, like, where is it? What kind of opponent are you facing? How big's the stadium?
It's a stadium that's just filled with familiar faces, black faces. I love that. I love the fact that it's going to be me, Francis, and Kamaru defending our belts on home soil. Either Morocco, somewhere in Nigeria, or somewhere in South Africa, most likely, from what I'm seeing in my head. An opponent, I just want someone who just brings that heat, who brings a big game, talks a big game, and then I have to take him out and make him look lame.
You know, I was thinking about you three a little bit earlier, and what you guys are bringing to the game as the three champions. So, you're three very different characters. You've had three kind of very different backgrounds and where you've gone in your lives. So for young kids from the continent of Africa looking at people to aspire to and look up to, they can sort of pick and choose who they identify with and who motivates them. I thought that was quite interesting. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this fighting. It's art, mixed martial arts. It's all subjective, you know. Even life is an art form. Living is art. So whoever's art you gravitate towards or inspires you or makes you feel a way or evokes some kind of emotion out of you, I feel like that's how we connect with people. It's how you make them feel. You know, it's how I make people feel when they watch me fight. That's what makes them fans of me. Some people giggle, some people laugh, some people get angry. You know, it's just that's how you get people on your side. So, yeah, we have 3 different champions from, you know, the great continent of Africa, and each one of us has our own lane, our own life story. Yeah. And like you said, you can even from all 3, you can pick something that just makes you feel like you gravitate towards that guy for this, and this guy for this, and that guy for that. So, yeah, it's all art at the end of the day, and we're just we're painting our masterpieces.
How proud are you going to be when that next wave of talent out of Africa comes through and makes a huge impact on the world scene? And they can directly say, I saw Rizzy when I was younger, or Kamaru, or Francis, or whatever it is.
I haven't thought about that, but thinking about it, I can say, like, definitely I'll be proud. I take pride in that, being, like I said, one of those people who represented, like, for kids who look like us, who come from where we come from, and then they see us representing on the world stage and realize, like, man, this isn't the only way. There's also this way. You know, when you want to excel in sports, you know, and I'm telling you, once they grasp MMA, our people are just different. Like, I'm the runt. You look at Francis and Kamaru, they're built different to me because they're the picks of the litter. I'm the runt. I had to work, like, hard to get to where I'm at. Yeah. You know, those guys, there's so many of them just littered around Africa, and it's just like they're just genetic specimens. So once those guys grasp it, it's over for the rest of the world. Every other nation, every other, you know, culture can just sit back and watch as we dominate for a few years, a long time.
So you're definitely going to fight in Africa, that's out of the question.
Oh, yeah.
You ever going to fight here? We'll take you.
Honestly, I know I've tried to set it up so many times, but your boy Darren Till hasn't really stepped up, and he's fumbled the bag a few times. But I feel like it's not done. He's young. Yeah. He's a young guy. He's like, his stories remind me of Bisping in a way. Michael Bisping was a guy who people counted out. The count. You don't count out the count. I counted him out. I never thought he would be champion. Look what happened. Amazing story. Rags to riches. So I feel like Darren is somehow on the same path. You know, he's a guy that, you know, people are counting out and just doubting him. But I'm like, I know how good the guy is. Don't doubt him just yet. And now he's working with the right people, you know, to maybe elevate his game. It might be something mental he has to deal with, because I don't think it's something physical, because he's got the physical attributes and the gifts. But yeah, he can get all the way up there. We'll see. As long as I'm around, he'll never have the belt, though.
Do you appreciate, so say if Darren puts a couple of good wins together here, you're still the champ? Yeah. Do you appreciate how big a fight that would be over here?
Yeah, that's why I want to get it done. The O2 will blow the up if we do that here. I mean, like, you know, we're in his backyard, but trust me, my people are everywhere. Nigerians are everywhere, and we'll pack that out too.